are listening to the VegasTourist.com podcast, episode number 256, Mondays with Mark, Marty, and a virus. Hit it, Carl. Hi, old man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm rested. I had a nap, I guess. Jeez.
Yes, you did.
Right through the big meeting. So what the hell's behind you? I see it's like you're hanging outside the helicopter flying over the Hoover Dam.
Hoover Dam. Yes. All right.
So how did you do that?
That's from my photography friend, Tom. If you look, let's see here. Let me move this. By the way, this is not a paid endorsement. However, on your drive down here, okay, if you see these anywhere, buy them. Buy a couple bags of them. Dot's Homestyle pretzels. Okay. They are a family-owned bakery in North Dakota, and these things are like crack cocaine. They are just highly addictive, and they are delicious. All right, yeah. Okay, yeah. So just.
How would they ever get them out here to you?
How'd I end up with them? About a year ago, March, my two nieces drove down from Minnesota. They went through the Dakotas and they picked these up, and they brought us a couple bags. Debbie and I wolfed them down in like 2 days. I had a bowl full of them here as we were warming up. Yeah, okay, and then what was funny was about a week later, I was out at Hoover Dam doing a tour, and in the cafeteria there, they had Dot's Homestyle pretzels. They had a whole rack full of them there. Haven't seen them there since. And then they are available on Amazon, but okay. And then yesterday, I was in Ace Hardware in Boulder City, and you walk in the door, and there's a big rack of them, and I went, yes, come to daddy. And so we got a whole thing full downstairs in the pantry, because they are seriously addictive. Okay, I'm just letting you know that. Okay, all right.
Oh, I'm sick of this.
The other voice that you're hearing, for those of you on the podcast, that would be my good friend Marty McFly. Oh, sorry, no, wrong one.
Wrong Marty, right?
Marty MacIntosh, currently living in Washington State. Not for long, though.
Get it right. It's Southern Oregon. I'm almost to Nevada. I'm only hours away, like 6 hours.
Washington State, Oregon.
I know.
It's up there.
It's up there, and it's wet. It was raining all day yesterday again.
Oh, God. This is episode 256, normally called Mondays with Mark, but I have recruited Marty because I really need him. He is really good in helping with my Vegas tourist travel videos, plus his knowledge in helping other people do the same thing helps really good, because he's really fun to work with. So,
thank you, Mark. Also with you.
Yeah. First of all, for those of you that are following me on the VegasTourist.com website, we've got a couple of interesting posts up there. One is on our corrupt governor, who has us on lockdown with absolutely no idea what the hell he's doing or when he's going to open Vegas back up. Marty, are you following that?
I am, and it's really interesting. I try to keep up on things, but the world is so big, and I'm not very quick sometimes. But I just found out that he has decided, or so I understand, Governor Sisolak, has decided that, of Nevada, he's decided that he's going to follow the lead of the California governor. Now, why that is, we have no ocean, for example. We have no beach front property. So I don't know why he'd follow that. And we have no San Francisco. I mean, nothing compares to Las Vegas, or San Francisco anymore, I guess. But I just found out that Governor Newsom is related to Governor Newsom of California is related to Nancy Pelosi.
Oh yeah, it's a tight family.
Yeah, and remember, I used to work for just a little bit. I was in Hayward for a little bit, crossing the bridge in the Bay every day to Siebel Systems. Tom Siebel, billionaire, is related to the family too. Newsom married into the Siebel family. There is plenty big money for them to feel like they can run the world. Their arrogance has been bought and paid for. The ice cream freezer has been bought and paid for by billionaires and
see, that's why I miss you, Marty, because you and I could go on some really good long tangents on this.
This thing just bothers me.
Well,
and the biggest thing is not we're all concerned about people dying, but people die every day.
yes.
And I don't want to, that's not the issue. The issue is the loss of our freedoms related to the governmental interactions and abuse.
Well, what I found upsetting, but also kind of funny at the same time, is that the governor made fun of Sharon Goodman, mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They've always had this rivalry. They've hated each other for years. Okay. But it's like, dude, she is kind of the de facto, not legal, but the de facto mayor of 2/3 of the population.
Yep.
I think no matter what you think of her, I would listen to her. Okay.
She's got her finger on the pulse far more than
and I'm sorry, she's right. People are going to die. There's no way around it. But do the numbers. It's just, you can't shut down this economy now. Here. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Hey, put a green. What do? You wave something up there like this, right?
Here is.
I can't do it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, all right. Here's the thing that a lot of people do not understand about Las Vegas, and I get into this all of the time on the forum boards. Vegas is not Iowa. It is not
my goodness,
Louisiana. It's not Florida. Okay. We are a tourist-based economy. 70 to 80% of our jobs are tourism-based. We spend, and a lot of those businesses are mom and pop, and a lot of them are just mom or pop. Okay, single people, what have you. We work basically 9 months out of the year because 3 months out of the year we're dead.
What would those 3 months be? Your opinion?
Basically,
is it October, November?
Well, for tourism, for doing tours, as you know, we start dying out in October when kids go back to school, the parents leave, and all that. Okay, November is really rough for us. December, once the rodeo leaves, we're dead until Christmas.
Oh, that's a whole nother story. Let's go there later.
And then New Year's, and then we have the Consumer Electronics Show. And then here's my deal. We pop back. Okay, so 3 weeks in January, we're just sitting home basically. I mean, I may have a tour of 2 people out to Hoover Dam or 3 people out to the Grand Canyon. That's it. Okay. Then comes Chinese New Year when literally half of China shows up here.
Oh my God.
And then, and then we die again. And then right at the beginning, right at the end of March, everyone starts to focus on opening back up. Everyone is basically broke by that point. They have gone through all of their savings because we know the end of March is when it kicks back in. And then March and April, we're back up there busy. We've got the families coming here. We got spring break. We got the Final Four. We've got all this other stuff happening. But it was just the fact that we were right at that launch phase.
Yes.
When the governor went, kill it, okay? And then to top that off, we're not getting unemployment.
Oh, I've heard stories about that.
Oh my God.
Some of Lisa's friends in Vegas.
Yeah. And then the phone lines are always full. And by by about 9 o'clock, you get the message going, phone banks are full. Thank you for calling. Try back tomorrow. It's 9 a.m. Okay. Well, then he goes out and goes, well, we brought on this phone bank to help us out. Call this number. Well, you call that number and it's a phone bank. I don't know where it is, but they're like, we can just answer your basic general questions like, do we have unemployment? Yes. Okay. When's it going to start? I can't answer that. How much am I going to get? I can't answer that. How do I appeal? I don't know. Go call the phone number.
They should have all those questions on the online site, common questions, frequently asked.
But it's the fact that everybody was in that pre-launch stage. Everybody pours their money and their heart and soul into getting ready for that opening, that rush right at the beginning of April and into May. Well, that's killed. And you have all these small businesses, mom and pop dancers and, delivery services and what have you. There's no business. And, they poured all their money into it. That's when a lot of small eateries and gift shops and all that, that's when they open up. And, so they're bankrupt. They just got bankrupted.
That's right. Literally bankrupt.
I mean, we just had a thing in the newspaper, Ricardo's Mexican restaurant. The place has been here for 40 years.
Is that the one on Decatur and Flamingo or something?
Yeah. The owner's like,
remember we had lunch there at the buffet?
Yes.
Oh my God. It's fabulous. Yes. And what happened to it?
Yeah. The owner said, look, I am down to 4 employees. We're doing drive up and delivery only. He goes, once we get the go ahead to open the restaurant, he goes, I am shutting it down. He goes, there's no way I can make up for what I've lost.
You would remember this. They won an award for something, the Guinness Book of World Records for the biggest margarita. It was something like 400 gallons or I don't know what it was.
But it's the fact that he's been here 40 years. He's been, so he knew the ups and downs. He prepared himself for the ups and downs, but never to be shut down for 6 weeks. And I mean, there's just so many other businesses that were in that position. It's just about to open. And you do all that prep work and you get all set, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
Sure. And you know how business works. You go to a bank to try to borrow a short-term loan for operational expenses or something, and the first question is, what's your cash flow?
Yeah.
And you go in there now, cash flow means something. Now there is none. There is no cash. There is no flow. And there's pain.
Right.
To these business owners.
Where in other towns, in other cities, the tourism part is small. So, mom works at a resort and dad works at a factory. Well, we don't have that here.
No.
Mom works at Bellagio, dad works at Harrah's, the kids work, at the pool. So,
Who has, there are so many tour companies established and working out of Vegas because of
not anymore.
Well, that was my question. Who's been hurt the hardest? There's some that are gone, like who? CT&T, because Casino Tour and Travel.
Yep.
Where's Viator and what's TripAdvisor doing? I mean, these are the big players.
Well, see that, Vegas.com owned
Oh my goodness,
Vegas Desert Tours, and they just shut the tour site off because they needed the resources on the Vegas.com side in order to handle all of the show cancellations and the hotel cancellations and the airplane.
Because there are no reservations; they're just cancellations.
Right. Yeah, so they just shut it all down. Pink Jeep was in the process of moving, I think, half of their vehicles to Dollywood.
No way.
Yeah. So they got hit on both ends, one in Vegas and one in Dollywood.
Trying to expand in a new area, Dollywood.
Yeah.
And suddenly there's no business there for them to expand into. Bill Kavanaugh, Bill there at Bighorn.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him, but
they're all in the garage.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're all in the garage.
Detours, the only one that's there now is Suzanne. Kayla and all of them were all laid off just right after I did with Vegas Desert Tours.
It's a sad state and didn't have to happen.
Well, I could have went with the 2 weeks. Okay, because give us 2 weeks, give the virus it takes 2 weeks to go through, but after a while, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But what hurt was the fact that everyone was at that pre-launch state. Everybody had every penny they had invested in that opening, but that opening never came.
And what's his latest ruling? Latest thing. He's going to extend it till when?
May 15th. I kind of got into this on my post on the Vegas Tours, where I talked about how corrupt Sisolak is. Here's how I explain it to people. See if you agree with me. Nevada, our state legislature meets once every other year. Okay, so the governor doesn't do anything for a year and a half. Waves at people, shakes hands, does the ribbon cutting, signs some new laws in, but really being governor of Nevada was never really a difficult job. Okay, agree?
Oh yeah, and because of that, he doesn't have to explore anything to deal with the power of the position, the authority he's got.
Right. So along comes Sisolak after he ripped off the airport, after he ripped us off for the October 1st GoFundMe account that had $9 million in it with his name on it, and he has never explained where $8,980,000 of those dollars went. Okay, but so he thought this was going to be a gravy train ride by the election. Okay, yeah, and I do got to say the Republican side did not have a strong candidate because our state legislature is 90% either labor union members or government staff workers anyway. So they're all Democrat anyway. So, kind of like California, the the Republican side is very difficult to do anything. However, let's just kind of go over that. Sisolak, like the previous governors, figured, you really don't do anything. It doesn't take very much to be a governor of the state of Nevada. You sit up north, sit in your chair, do the press conferences, let the mining operations do their thing, let the southern state or the southern part of the state, Las Vegas, do their part, and everything's good. You ride through 2 legislative sessions over the course of 4 years, and you sign a couple bills. It's really not okay. So he was looking at a gravy train, which it should have been, and then this virus hits, and now he's got to be a leader.
Yeah,
he's not a leader. This was not supposed to be a job where he needed to work. He was looking for another way to scam money out of the system. And now, because Las Vegas, because we're next to California, all of a sudden the world lights are on him, and he's got to look like he knows what he's talking about. But he has 3 looks. The deer in the headlight, like,
yeah.
Or he's looking down at his nose going, or he's looking for the exit because he needs to be out of there. All of a sudden, this turned into a real job, and I mean, I always look at it as the thief is leaving the party, but he can't get to the door because people keep stopping him to talk to him, and he's like, I gotta get my bag of goodies that I'm stealing out the door, but no, everyone wants me to talk to them. It's just so, yeah, but okay. So,
well, he's in territory that he doesn't understand too.
He has no clue.
As I understand it, he's one of those guys, maybe the guy who says to the medical doctors, you can't use this experimental drug on a hydrocodone.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
There we go.
You can't use that. He has no license to practice medicine. He should go to jail for that.
Yeah. Well,
that's the doctor's job, and he takes that away thinking that he has the authority. He's got the authority of a position, but he has no real authority like the mayor of Las Vegas has true authority.
However, you're missing one critical point.
Payola? Money? What?
No. The person that he put in charge of the medical part of the state of Nevada is not a medical doctor. He has no medical license.
And he's in charge of the medical profession?
He is. He is in charge of the medical boards and anything to do with legalizing medical procedures in the state of Nevada. This guy who has no medical license, cannot practice medicine, is the one giving him medical advice.
There's just something wrong with that. And in Nevada, it smacks of payola. Somebody paid off somebody.
Oh God, yes. But again, it goes back to it wasn't that difficult of a job. You don't need this whole staff of experts because, 2/3 of your state is in the South.
Yep.
And we pretty much run ourselves here. We just, collect the gaming tax, send it to the north, send it to Carson City. They spend it. That's it. This is still a Wild West state. We don't have a whole lot of laws here, and so it's a very easy state to run until this came along.
Yeah, and building up to that is the deficits in California. People are tired of watching people crap in the streets and such. It's awful, as I understand it. Pictures I've seen, homelessness and all. Well, and they leave California and come to where? Either Texas because they're business people and they want to have freedom to run their business, or they come right across the California-Nevada state line because they visited so many times. It's a second home for many of them without the political crap of California. But now they're Californicating Nevada.
Yep. Well, my neighbor across the street is from the Bay Area. Him and his family are they're from the Bay Area. They are renting a 1,200 square foot house. I live in a 2,200 square foot house. It's in an old neighborhood in Henderson. He's got a 1,200 square foot house, single story. There's nothing fancy to it. It's 30 years old. It looks 30 years old. He's paying $1,500 a month for that. And he thought he hit the Willy Wonka golden wrapper because he is telecommuting from his job in the Bay Area, where he goes back once a month for 3 days. He's still getting paid those wages living here.
Oh my goodness.
And I talked to him, I'm like, from where you were working, what would a 1,200 square foot house cost 30 miles out? And he goes, probably $3,000-$4,000 a month. Okay, if you were 90 minutes out, and he goes, well, then you're talking probably $2,000 a month, maybe, but you'd have to drive those 90 minutes every day.
You're talking Livermore. You're talking, holy smokes.
Yeah.
To get out that far. We've been on those roads. And you've been on those roads with private tours, for example, and personal visits and such. And it's been a while since I've been out there, but holy smokes. The traffic the last time I was there was awful. It's got to be worse now. You can imagine. It's just,
and I'm not joking, people. If you watch the news and you see California just enacted a new tax, or they enacted a new law that benefits illegal aliens, you go out to Prim, where I-15 comes into Prim from California into Vegas, you will see a long line of U-Haul trucks. Anytime they do that, you can just see the trucks heading our way. The U-Haul dealership here will literally hand you the keys to a U-Haul if you promise to drive it back to California. How you get back home, they don't care. But other than fuel and insurance, because all the U-Hauls are here, they have no more back there. So
we've got a Penske truck rental reservation coming up here.
Yeah.
And we made this reservation back in December. In December, it was going to be somewhere around $1,200 to move from Oregon to Las Vegas. She checked it again recently in early February, and the price went from $1,200 to $900. And now this is not because of demand to go that way, but because of the economy related to the virus.
Right.
She just revised that reservation last week, and now it's $600 now to pull the car out.
They need the vans here. They need they need them in the area. Okay. So,
yeah.
All right. However, now
and to get them back is they'll give keys.
Right. Okay. So now, to answer the original question you had asked, our governor. Okay, let me back up a little bit here. About 2 weeks ago, the gaming board, who regulates the casinos, got together with the Venetian, the Wynn, MGM, all of those guys, and said, okay, let's sit down and figure out a strategy to open. And they all wrote these 80-page documents, and they went into detail how to do it. And it's that whole open small, analyze, readjust, open a little bit more, analyze, readjust. If we need to, back up. Let's just walk through this one step at a time. And they all got together and said, this is how we are going to open. This is how you do it. And it took 2 weeks for our governor to finally go, I think they've got it. No shit, Sherlock.
He doesn't know anything about gaming.
No.
The governor, the mayor, though, of Las Vegas, she knows gaming.
Well, she's 80 years old. She has a compromised immune system, and she's going, okay, if I'm stupid enough to go out in public, it's my own damn fault. Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Open in the exact same manner. Open small. the local eateries, the local restaurants, the local movie theaters. Let's do it small scale. And the thing that I rip on, I guess, is all these people who think Vegas is like you flip a light switch and everything's going to be on.
Oh, it's going to be so much different.
You can't, the last one was the fact that Circus Olay, which are, I think there's 8 or 9 shows here, aren't selling tickets until July. And so all these people panic that, oh my God, Vegas is not going to be open until July. And I'm like, guys, do you know how many working parts there are to a Circus Olay show? You got to bring all these people back together. You got to get the equipment back running. You got to get, that's why they're opening, smart thing. This is really, God, I hate saying this. As much as I hate MGM, I hate saying this, but they got this right. They're opening the Bellagio in New York, New York. Those are the first 2 open. That's it. Okay? Know why?
Why? What's up?
Okay. Think about this for a second. First of all, the Bellagio was opened by Steve Wynn. All right?
Right.
Master guy, master builder. All right? A lot of the staff there are still Steve Wynn originals. There's still a good chunk of people that work there. They know the ins and outs of that place. The people that I know that work at the Bellagio that are holdovers from Steve Wynn are very proud of their job. They're going to be there until they are either carried out or they die.
Yeah.
Okay. So they know all the workings of the Bellagio. They know where all the pieces go together, and they take care of their property. It is the best way that I can say it. First of all. Second of all, the Bellagio is your 5-star mega buck whales. Okay. New York, New York. The only thing you have to open up there is a frickin' roller coaster, and that's middle class mom and pop. So they're hitting both ends of the spectrum at the exact same time. You're going to have your whales and your high rollers, and you're going to have your mom and pop.
Yeah. Yep.
Those are your 2 markets. And then once that's working properly, once everything's smooth, then you open up the park. Then Mandalay Bay is going to be opened up for basketball, but that's a different story. But when I heard how they were opening, and they said the Bellagio and New York, I went, the new CEO might have a chance at this. That was a smart move. But it's the fact that you got all these people that are thinking you flip a switch and Vegas is on.
No.
There's just so many moving parts here. You cannot do that.
I saw an interview with Donald Trump had a roundtable with a bunch of industry executives last week.
Right.
And from the casino industry from Las Vegas, Mark, I don't recall his last name, from the Wynn, the CEO of Wynn,
yes,
was there, and they've got a plan. They're gonna open this thing, and the plan is just as you say. It's in a slow fashion. Let's do this for a week. Let's get the smaller restaurants, and let's get this up next, and then pretty soon the gaming. And and for those people who don't like the idea of opening the casinos, my suggestion is don't go. Just stay home for another month or 2.
Yeah.
Don't ever go back, and leave room for the rest of us who love life and who don't want to live our lives in fear. We want to live while we're alive.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Jimmy Buffett song about that?
Yeah.
I want to live while I'm living.
Yep.
And not.
Now to kind of move along here, Lake Mead opened up. Okay.
Oh, the national recreation area.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
And you have to have an annual pass, and they're not selling them. Unfortunately, mine expired at the end of March. So, but I was out there, and it was just so funny because you know where I live, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And
Not that far.
No, and I got on the highway, and I mean, it was just like this long line of pickup trucks and boats. That's all you saw from the 215 to Lake Mead. But it was just so funny because, I mean, it was just this long line of, people are just wanting to get out on the lake. They've been just dying to get out on the lake. And literally, it was a line from the 215 through Boulder City down to Lake Mead, which is nothing but trailers, boats, pickup trucks. That was it. Yeah.
People, it's coming back to life despite the governmental regulations. I needed to go. I don't like Walmart especially, but they've got one particular product that I need that I can't find anyplace else, a cleaning thing. So I go down there yesterday. Now it's Saturday. Yesterday's Saturday. And there's this stay-at-home order. I think everybody forgot about it but they closed things off. This huge Walmart super thing has got 3 main doors that you go into, except 2 of them. I parked where there was plenty of parking available at one end. Turned out I can't go in that door. Can't go in the middle door. And everybody now is entering in a line through one door, exiting in the door right beside it to get out. This isolation thing, they're driving everybody to 3 stores, Home Depot and Walmart and Costco, I think. They're making bank.
Oh, yeah.
And they're putting all the people who are supposed to stay away from everybody in one big store. So I'm going through Walmart, and they got these little placards on the floor, stay this far apart.
6 feet apart, yeah.
And they've got arrows. Go this way with a green arrow. Don't go this way on the next aisle. To get through the store, you have to zigzag through every aisle. Not every. You can go through the freeway section, the wide aisles.
Right.
But if you want to get on the side roads, you got one-way streets between. So you're shopping. Don't dare go the wrong way down one of these aisles because you'll get the evil eye from some of these guys with masks.
Yeah. So now, okay. Lake Mead opened up. No, that's all right. I can talk all day.
Well, your example of Lake Mead, pickup trucks and boats, it's pent-up demand. And I think Las Vegas is going to open up with the same kind of pent-up demand.
Now I'm going to make a really quick note here because I didn't like the fact that the national parks closed down. That was the stupidest idea.
Dumb as a stump.
But there's a flip side to it. Okay, now true, Yosemite should have closed because that's very small, very tight. Zion should have closed because it's very tight and very compact. But Yellowstone, you got 2 million freaking acres out there. Come on, okay? However, when you start to close down the bathrooms and you close down the visitor center, but you leave the parks open, you got these idiots that are going to go out there like they did when the last government shutdown was, and they vandalized the shit out of the place. I don't know what it is that people have to go out there and go, ooh, we're not being watched. I'm going to spray paint the fuck out of this. Mm-hmm. Okay, that I can see their rationale to close down the national parks because they knew these freaking idiots were going to go out there and just trash the place. And it's so funny because I got to tell you this really quick story. I was on one of the forum boards, and they were announcing the closing. I think it was Death Valley, and I said, I have a shovel in my trunk, and about 30 people out below me went, I'll help dig the hole if you.
Oh my goodness!
If we see anyone vandalizing, we got a shovel. We'll dig a hole. We got alibis.
We were self-isolating or something.
Yes. And it was so funny because I had a park ranger message me privately going, I'd love to have you out there. Just like, thank you.
Oh, man.
If I catch you vandalizing, I am going to bury you. You might be breathing when I bury you. I don't care. But if you vandalize a national park and I catch you, yeah, you're done for. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so really quickly, because we're going way over time here, I was so happy to see that Zion, of all the national parks that are in this area, Zion has done it right. Zion has kept people informed. They have their Facebook feed is a virtual tour, and they're answering people's questions, and they're making it very clear. If you have to drive through Zion, drive through, but do not stop because we're watching you. All right, cool. All right, but I think of all of the national parks through here, Zion has done the best in keeping people informed, entertained, and realizing that they're going to open up, but it's going to be a slow opening, and just needed everybody's cooperation. And pretty much everyone has agreed that, okay, open it slowly, and we'll be on our best behavior, blah 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 blah. And and then Bryce is right behind him going, May 13th, we're open, folks, come on up. I'm like, yes.
I love to hear that. That's exciting.
Yeah,
these are beautiful parks, and you're right, Zion is that small, narrow, long canyon, so beautiful, so fabulous. If you haven't seen Zion, folks, you need to go sometime. It's fabulous. It's awesome.
Which brings me to some ending questions.
Go ahead.
What do you miss most about Vegas?
Oh my God, it's Vegas, baby. There's something about Vegas. These guys are trying to run Vegas like some other cities. It's not like any other place on the planet. Global money was, not now, but global money would fly in there every day to the benefit of everybody who lives in Las Vegas, and ultimately all their friends and families and the businesses that need supplies from even California, trucking in food every day.
Yes.
So those benefits are all gone, and a lot of people still feel a lot of pain financially from that lack of global input. Okay, and the excitement, the lights, I don't know, we don't go down to the Strip very often, but the restaurants, the food, there, you want it, it's there, and it used to be 24 hours a day. I don't know what's going to happen there, but there are things that...
But still, you and I, being tour guides, we've talked about this often when we have a guest going, so what's your favorite restaurant? And it's like, the Pit Stop in Boulder City, and they're like, no, on the Strip.
Is that where we had... Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
like,
where we had lunch that day recently.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, dude, we pay $15 for hamburger, onion rings, and a beautiful view. That same thing on the Strip is like $50. Yeah, no.
Oh, it's so true. You can't afford it unless you're a visitor.
But it's just
see Vegas.
But it's just the fact that there's just so much here, even off the Strip. People do not realize how much is off the Strip.
It's a real city. Baseball fields for the kids, and churches and supermarkets for groceries, and it's all there. It's another city, just like any other city.
Yeah, but it's also the fact that a lot of that's on the Strip bleeds over into the suburbs with the restaurants, the events, but it's not the Vegas price. And
it's real.
And it's so and it's so fun because it's here. We don't have to go anywhere else for a good New York steak or a Chicago pizza. It's just right down the street here. That's it.
Absolutely. It's all right there for you. My mom lived in Yuma for a while, Snowbird at first, and then they moved down there. And she told me one time she doesn't want to move back to Oregon. I asked her why. She said, you can't see anything. You go down the highways and there are trees here and trees there, and you can't see anything. She misses the vistas.
Yes.
And I realized in this last couple of years that I'm very much like her in that respect. I get claustrophobic here. It's beautiful. The green is spring right now.
Yeah.
The flowers, the different colors of green, the meadows and the fields, it's beautiful. But gosh, you can only see so far in Las Vegas. Those twilights of the end of the day are vast. And I get claustrophobic here, and I just feel this sense of freedom being in the desert. And Vegas is right there.
I don't think I've ever looked at it from that point of view, but it's very good. But you're right. It is, yes, we're a town of 2 million people. Yes, we've got these huge buildings, but we've got all this other open land. We've got all this.
And you and I have been to the south rim of the Grand Canyon 200 times.
Yes.
300, whatever it is. And to Bryce countless times. And it's unspeakably beautiful. And we never get tired of those seeming endless miles on the freeway through the desert, because every mile's, it's not the same.
Yeah.
It changes in the rocks and the colors and the antelope and the whatever you see out there.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss all of that.
Yeah. Right there with you right now, buddy.
We'll see you face to face pretty soon.
Yes. So, any final notes now that we've gone way over time here? So,
no, just miss you. I love doing this with you, and your green screens are working great. I'm looking forward to more of this. If you invite me back, I'll just say yes. Okay.
Cool. Let's have fun. Say hi to your wife for me. Thank you for that. She helped us get all this technology stuff figured out.
Oh God. Yeah. Thanks, Mark. Thank you. Always a pleasure.
All right. Talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.
It's getting dark and the show's about to start down on Fremont Street. There's a party going on every night of the week in Vegas. Now there's people everywhere with perfume in the air on the downtown street. You can roll the dice, hit it twice, be a winner.